bought this rare manual 330i Touring off Facebook Marketplace. It's done 175,000 miles, has scuffs on every corner, and a problem with the brakes, but it was far too cheap to pass up. And with it being a 20-year-old BMW, it also comes with its fair share of annoyances. And in this video we're going to try and solve them, and get this back to feeling like a quality German product. So, it's been about a week since we drove the 330i to the lakes. We did come across a few things that need doing on the car. There's a short list of minor things, there's a pretty major thing. I've basically got half a brake pedal for some reason. So we're going to fit a new vacuum pipe, see if that does anything to that today. I've already replaced the master cylinder. We've bled the brakes through the SE system many times, and I'm still getting halfway through the pedal before I get any actual braking, so I think it could either be the vacuum pipe going into the booster or the booster itself. So we're going to try the pipe today because it's an easier job, and a few other things, annoying little things. The sunroof makes a horrible noise, the rear wiper button makes a horrible rattle. As for the rest of the car, you'll be able to see I've fitted some MV1 wheels from an E46. I had those lying around from my E61. I desperately needed tyres on the MV3s, and I had these, I think they're Dunlop Sport Maxes on MV1s. So they fit okay with spacers, the back rubs a little bit, so we might fit some smaller spacers. I think we're going to tackle the vacuum pipe first. This was an easy enough job to do. The pipe that we're replacing is behind the brake fluid reservoir going into the booster. It was just a case of removing everything that was in the way. Yeah, so we did replace the brake master cylinder and not the booster last time. There was a bit of seepage from master cylinder down to the pedal in the car, just a little bit of seepage, but that could have been leaking into the booster and damaged the booster, or it could just been leaking and it could be this pipe, but this pipe was the cheapest, easiest option. I do have a booster to go on, but it's a bit of a pain in the arse. This is the part that we will hopefully replace. I think it's got to get a check valve in there for the brake booster, but we'll fit it, see if it improves it. If not, it's probably the servo or the booster, same thing. After replacing this pipe, nothing had really changed. I do think the pedal felt better, but we definitely still had a problem. After recording the video, I did replace the booster to find a rusty patch on the bottom of it. This improved the issue, but didn't completely fix it, so it looks like it's back to the drawing board for now. Another annoying thing I found was the sunroof squeaks. Don't really know where it's coming from, but I'm going to use some silicone lube. Hopefully that stops the annoying that squeaking. Need a good clean. Minging, to be fair. Very, very gungy. I'm pretty sure the sound is coming from the middle. I'm going to rub some of this. Some of the silicone lube. Yeah, I was never really fussed about the sunroof. Partly because they cause a lot more problems than they're usually worth. I think the tin top would have been better, would have suited the the driver's E91, but it is what it is. Nice thing to have, especially in the summer. Now I'm going to tilt the sunroof and get the back edge of the window. So I should probably do the front of the front window as well. This is where I cut my head off. I'm just going to run some of those gunge on the back edge. Right. That should be that sunroof lubed up. Hopefully not creaking away. Next annoying issue is this. There's a shitload of movement in that, and it rattles, and I don't really like using the rear wiper because of it. So I'm going to replace this. Hopefully the old nut takes hold of the new switch and it stops rattling. Got a new switch. Nice new switch, new rubber. I had an issue on my E61 where it just wouldn't open, and it was literally just a switch. I've also got a new shaft pivot, which is literally just the assembly that goes in the window. That's right. So we'll take the wiper off, replace these, and try and get the wiper off the spindle. Like so. Just pull that washer for now. I also want to keep the wiper. I do need a set of wipers. The guy I bought this off didn't really maintain this car as such. I think all the other previous owners did. It's got stacks of paperwork. It's literally just the guy who had this before me didn't service it, didn't even worry about the brakes. Well, so he said. But it's all serviced now. But it needs wipers, it needs clean, it needs these tints off. Just needs some issues sorted. But drives well, the engine sounds great. Put that on the floor for now. Then we need... oh, oh. Oh. Someone's tried to bodge that in the past. Hopefully this nut isn't. So the new kit doesn't come with this nut. I'm hoping this isn't cross-threaded, otherwise we're screwed. So that's the switch. It's a load of tape wrapped around it to try and grip the nut. Yeah, proper bodge job. Bin. Seems to be threading on okay. Just picking this rubber out so that when it compresses it'll sit flat. Same on the back side. You want a 24mm for this? It's not perfect. It's a cheap eBay kit, so the rubber's just not going to sit right. As long as it forms a seal, it looks okay. It doesn't rattle, I'm happy with it. Nice and tight. You'll be able to see that shaft is spinning. So how it works is the motor for the rear wiper is in here, and this rotates round. There's a little hole here which goes into a shaft. Goes in this little shaft on the bottom. follows the motion just with a little pin, and that turns your wiper.
It was then time to reinstall the cover that goes over the shaft pivot.
Tight. We just need to get the wiper on now. That works lovely. It's solid. Doesn't rattle about. Doesn't mean my wiper's going to try and escape. Washer. Nut. Yeah, job done. That works nicely.
I also fitted a new headlight washer, but realised the previous owner had given me 2 left-hand caps.
I thought the one in the glove box would be the one that's missing, but no. Thank you, previous owner, or Captain Bodge, as I'm going to call you. I'll get the bumper fastened back up and change the rear spacers so that I don't rub through my tyres or my arch. So we're currently running a 30mm spacer to be able to fit the MV1s on this car, which I think would usually be a good combination, but we've got tyres that are 5 profile, too big, so we're running a 255 40 18 on the back of this. That combined with the big spacers looks cool, looks meaty, but doesn't exactly fit very well, so I'm going to try 20mm. I've got a set of 20 and 15s to go on the MV1s when they go back on after they're refurbed. This is a shot with the 30mm spacers. And this is after with the 20s on. It obviously doesn't look as good, but hopefully we won't get any rubbing to be able to drive it properly.
I'll be doing some videos on my 2.8 Z3 soon, so if you'd like to see those, please like and subscribe and keep an eye out for those videos. Now, back to the E91. A few days later, I started removing the window tints with a wallpaper steamer. This made the tint very easy to peel because it just softens up the old adhesive. They just come right off. I didn't actually mind the window tints, but rear window was peeling and I just wanted to make the car look a bit cleaner. This was really satisfying to do. I'd highly recommend doing it, not only for the looks, but just for how satisfying it is. And if you have a car with tints, just go and rip them off. Even if you like them, you will be satisfied. Now all the tints are off, the car looked a lot better. I still had one more thing to do that would improve the look of the car. A quick machine polish took away some of the yellowing from the headlights. This is just temporary until I can restore the lenses fully or get LCI headlights.
That's those headlights a little bit better.
I'm not usually a fan of making cars look newer than what they actually are, but I do think the LCI headlights look a lot better and have OEM halos. So I'm going to be on the lookout for some of those. To add to the irritations I've already had with this car, an essential bit of equipment, especially in winter, had failed just as it started to snow. And you may be able to see the windows fogging up a bit.
Yeah, so the blower motor went. It was making a horrible noise since I bought it, and it finally gave up just in time for the snow, so that's nice. So I get a little bit of heat coming through, just no power, but still drivable. bit annoying. Oh well. We're going to be doing the blower motor because it's packed in. When I first bought the car, as soon as you turn any fan speed on, it would squeak. It would sound like dried out. So I always knew I was going to have to replace it, but one day got in the car, turned the fan on, turned it all the way up, and nothing was happening. So I'm just going to replace the motor. I've got a new resistor as well that comes with it, and hopefully that'll fix the problem. As you can see, any sort of button press does nothing. So we're going to need to be underneath the glove box. The blower motor sits just behind the glove box, and it doesn't look like too hard of a job, so we'll get cracking with that. I believe it's just this T20 and this T20 here to get this full panel off. Just this top right corner. Forgot to mention as well, it's also like -2 today, and the snow on the ground. Chilly. Right, now that drops down. Probably going to want to undo these connectors. Got one for the light. That's it. As you can see up here, that looks like the blower motor unit. That's what we need to get out. So there's a connector here, but I think that stays in, because that goes from the blower to the final stage resistor. So I think it's this one we need to get out. Oh shit. Didn't mean to snap that. Clockwise. So clockwise to go back in. So this is the original one. Actually gonna have to put the camera down there. Show you what's wrong with this. It was stuck. So I'm presuming it's just seized up, or the resistor's gone. One of the two. Or this seizing up has caused the resistor to go. Who knows? But ooh, you can hear that squeak there. Yeah. So that squeak was constant, and it was horrible. Just before we put this back in, we'll have a look at the new part. Looks pretty similar. Non-genuine, apparently a 10-year warranty, eBay special. That feels a bit nicer. So chuck that back in and hopefully not snap that tab. It's a bit of a wrestling match, but that's in. Just plug the connector back in. Blower motor's definitely picked the right time here to pack in. Lovely snowy time of year. Anyway, we shall give it a try. Lovely. So, I've done a few little fixes to the car.
We've replaced the headlight washer. Still need to paint a cap, put that on. We've removed the tints, fixed the blower motor. We've also greased up the sunroof so that's not as noisy. Just got rid of a few rattles here and there. Make the car a bit more livable. I've also put the MV1s on just for winter until I get the MV3s refurbed and new tyres on. We've also tried 30mm spacers on the back. They were too big, had a bit of rubbing, so put some 20s on. Yeah, overall, a few little bits just add up to a car that's not as annoying. We also replaced the brake booster vacuum check valve, which I don't know, I feel like it has improved it a little bit. I did notice a bit of brake fluid in the pipe. I do believe the old master cylinder was faulty or leaking through the booster, which can damage the diaphragm in the booster. So hopefully if we replace the booster now, I've also got like a new vacuum line. Hopefully that sorts it out properly and we'll have brakes again, because at the minute I've got like half a pedal really. Oh Jesus. It's very snowy today.
Now, there's still a lot I want to do with the car. I need to get the bumpers painted. I'd like to lower it, get some wheels, get a nice exhaust.
Yeah, we've got some more bits and bobs to do with the car, but for now it's drivable, it's less annoying, and you know, it looks alright. I do prefer the MV3s to the MV1s, but as a temporary wheel they look fine, fit well. Got a chunkier tyre on, so maybe a bit nicer for winter.
I do want to alter the spec of this car a bit, like the interior, trims and some other bits, but I'll just make a video on those when I get around to them.
Yeah, I'll be doing some more videos on the E91 soon, so if you want to see some mods, some fixes, what I'm going to be doing to it, please subscribe and like the video. Look out for the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.